we're back. It feels like it's been a while. Tyrone, Erik, I'm Calvin Silvers. It's For What It's Worth, episode 14. We're tagging this as a new season. It's season 2. We had season 1. It was fun. We did a little NBA. We caught some NFL, just a lot of debates. It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot, and now here we are for season 2. I've been talking a lot. I'm excited, but Tyrone, Erik, how are you guys? It's been a while.
Take it away, Erik.
I'm good. I've just been golfing all summer, traveling the United States, traveling the United States. Just living life, graduated college, just living life, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
What's your best score from the summer? Golf-wise.
I think 90, but, it's pretty embarrassing still. But
no, it's all right. Hey, we all got to start somewhere. Tyrone, how about you? How was your summer, man?
I've been looking through old ancient scrolls of NFL history, and I think that I've figured out what's about to happen for the next 50 years in the NFL. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Then
NFL knowledge course into my brain.
A lot of people are going to want to tune into this podcast then and start placing bets and whatnot. And it's funny you mention that because we are going to talk the NFL today, and we are going to talk about our predictions for each division. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we jump into that, I just want to say I had a great summer too. A lot of fun, just with work, getting invested in some hobbies, just stuff like that, having some fun. Did a lot of traveling between Missouri and Iowa this summer, so that was a lot of fun there as well. But as I mentioned, no one wants to hear about my summer. They want to hear some predictions. They want to hear some NFL divisional predictions from not only myself, but of course Tyrone and Erik. We're going to start in the NFC because I feel like the AFC is going to cause a little more debates for us. Maybe not. I could be wrong. I guess the NFC is a little more interesting this year in my eyes compared to last year. And let's just start in the NFC East. The people click on the videos because they want to hear about the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. So let's just get right into it here. Now, for me, and I'll let you guys take this away. I'm just going to share my top 2, and then I'll let you guys kind of dive more into it. This was a toss-up for me, and I think you guys are going to have the same top 2. The Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles. Those are my top 2. Now, before I get into who I think has the slighter edge, I'm going to go to Tyrone first. Tyrone, just this NFC East is kind of, how do you see this playing out this year?
I got the Philadelphia Eagles, number 1 in the division, just because I feel like last year, a lot of people are down on them. They lost to the Bucs, obviously big disappointment. I think they lost 6 games in a row to end the regular season. But I think people forget the beginning of last year they were really strong. I think at one point they were 10-1. A lot of people are really saying stuff about Hurts and his coach not liking each other, but I honestly don't think that matters as much as people think. What matters is playing football, and I think the Eagles have a lot of playmakers on offense, and as long as their defense can be reliable, they'll be fine.
Erik, who do you think is coming out of this division?
Yeah, I think I'll have to go with the Eagles as well. I honestly don't. This isn't my strongest opinion of a division by far, but just because there's the thing where it's like in the last 15, 20 years, the NFC East champion has never been the same team 2 years in a row or whatever.
Yep.
Cowboys won it last year. I don't know. Jason Kelsey's gone, but they haven't paid Dak yet. They just paid CD. I don't know. Both, I don't know.
It's tough.
There's a lot of uncertainty, but I'll probably just rock with the Eagles because I'd rather see the Eagles do well than the Cowboys, to be honest, just because I don't like the Cowboys for being the Cowboys, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and no, I'm glad you brought up that one stat because it's true. They haven't repeated, and that's kind of why I'm going a little bit more Eagles here. And I know that's kind of a crappy way, I guess, to start off the podcast of just going with a trend instead of, maybe more looking into stats or maybe more of a deep dive into the roster. But that is something to bring up. And another thing to bring up, too, another thing I like about the Eagles is, yes, they did have that fall off, which was scary. And you just wonder where that stemmed from and why they couldn't correct it. But they did make changes in the offseason. They brought Kellen Moore in. He's going to be the OC. You have Barkley in at running back. You have great receivers that you brought in with Dotson. cornerback position's a little scary for me. I know you bring in, some draft picks. You drafted 2, I believe, with
Cooper
your first
DeJean.
2 picks. Cooper DeJean being one of them. Go Hawks right there. But I think the Eagles have the slight edge. But Dak will play good in the regular season. It is a contract year for him, and he's gonna have to show out. Although people will say he's gonna get the money anyways, no matter what.
Yeah.
If he plays good or bad, but I think he will play good, and that's the reason why I'm hanging on to Dallas and saying that they could overtake the Eagles, just because I think Dak's gonna show out like he does in the regular season. McCarthy's kind of on the hot seat. I think he'll perform or coach well, and in the regular season. Now, of course, when it comes to playoffs, don't expect him to do much, but I still think the Eagles kind of have the slight edge. But I think the Commanders, I think they will be a fun team to watch, and that's obviously a project that's going to take some work. But that's my 3rd team, and then to round it out, I have the Giants at 4th. I just don't trust Daniel Jones at all.
No, that team's bad. As soon as they signed him to a multi-year contract and let Saquon Barkley go, I knew the team was not headed in the right direction. But that's okay, though. Maybe Shedeur Sanders will be a New York Giant next year. Who knows? So maybe they're in that lottery for a new quarterback, which is always exciting. They just have to suck for a year.
Yep, might as well tank. Eric, you got anything more to say about the NFC East or Ty? If I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I would say I'm very what the bettors and what the people in the marketing world would say. I'm very, very bullish on the Cowboys. I'm still bullish on the Cowboys. They're going through all these contract problems. I don't think that stuff matters as much as it does because we're just bored of the offseason wanting to talk about. Chris Jones set out actual games for the Chiefs, and fast forward, they win the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
I think that once we get into the swing of things, all this contract stuff will not matter at all. It will matter zero, and I think that it won't affect CD. Won't affect Parsons, and it probably won't affect Dak. They're probably just on pace to do around the same thing they did last year in the regular season.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, it's hard to count them out. I mean, they get 12-win seasons. It's just when it's the playoffs, don't expect them to do much. But when it's regular season, yeah, I think it's fair to consider them one of the better teams, if not top 5 teams in the NFL.
So the last thing I'll add about the NFC East is I think it's obviously going to be like Eagles, Cowboys, but I don't know, it could be the rookie hype or whatever with the Jaden Daniels, but I think they're going to be great.
Yeah. I think their biggest thing is going to be their defense. They got to improve that. And I know they bring Dan Quinn in, but I think like you said with Daniels and then Scary Terry, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, like that's Terry McLaurin. Like he balls out regardless, but now he's going to have, hopefully, he's a lottery pick in the NFL draft. He should be somewhat decent for hopefully, enough to just target him. But I mean, their running backs, okay, like they got Eckler, he's old. B-Rob, he's solid. 50 Cent Jr., stuff like that. So, yeah. But I think they'll be. I mean, this is kind of wild, but I don't know. This offseason, just watching all this stuff, I just am excited for football, so I'm just saying crazy stuff. But I think the Commanders could be up there. They're definitely not going to win, but I think they could be like a plus 500 team, which is, I don't even know what their win total's at, but I think
I could see that. I would have to look at their schedule a little more, but I think they could. It could be obviously not to the level of the Texans, maybe, but I could see Daniels pulling something like that. It's definitely a work in progress or a project that needs to be worked on. But there are, and as you mentioned and highlighted, there are some pieces there that are interesting and that are pretty nice to look at. But I just don't think they have a full team of those, or even
they don't have.
If you add a couple more, I think that helps their case.
Exactly. Yeah, and then Giants dead last, obviously, everyone else says. But I think that's going to be. I mean, the top 2 is obvious. It's just a battle for the one spot in that division because only, the Commanders and Giants probably won't be any contention or even playoff worthy.
Yeah,
but I think probably either way, both of those teams in the top 2 of that NFC East are going to be in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Division winner, Eagles.
I think I got to go Eagles as well. Tyrone, what's your final answer?
Me too. I'll go with the Eagles, but the Eagles and Cowboys will be pretty close between each other, maybe a game or 2 apart. But it doesn't really matter. They're, like Erik was saying, they're both those two teams will make the playoffs in that division if everybody stays healthy and things stay the same.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go ahead and go to the NFC North. Another one that I went back and forth on for quite a while, and I think I'm going to settle with the Lions. It's tough. It's another toss-up between the Lions here and the Green Bay Packers. Those are my top two. And I don't know. I guess Erik, Tyrone, do any of you have the Bears being one of the top two finishers in the NFC North? Erik, do you see them making some hype early?
I think so. Like, obviously, you know, Jordan Love's first full year of playing football was last year, and now everyone's thinking he's like the second coming of insert, you know what I'm saying? Not Mahomes, but you know, he's just like now he's just gonna be like great, which he's been like promising. He's been promising to watch play football, but Caleb Williams is even more of a question mark. Like we've seen that he can do it in college, but people can do it in college and not transition to the NFL. So I'm not gonna put all my eggs in Caleb Williams' basket, no Diddy, to then just kind of screw me over, and then yeah. But I'll probably go Lions, safe space. I'll go non-chalk here in a little bit, but I'm gonna go with the Lions. Packers probably second, maybe Bears close third, and then I don't know if Vikings improve their quarterback situation mid-season, they could maybe make a late run, but I just don't think Sam Darnold's gonna cut it. But they could. I mean, they brought in Josh Dobbs for a little bit. He won a couple games, but he's obviously not a cement quarterback either. So
no.
We'll see.
He'll give you 3 good games in the year.
Yeah.
You got 3 good Dobbs games. That's all you get a year. So use them wisely. Tyrone, how about you? How are you seeing this NFC North playing out?
In this division, I got the Lions number 1, Bears 2, Packers 3rd, and Vikings number 4. I only have 2 playoff teams in this division, Lions and the Bears. A lot of people are bullish on the Packers. Some people would say that the Packers could go to the Super Bowl. If you ask the Packers fan, how do you feel about this year? They would really say like, I think that we can go to the Super Bowl, but progression isn't linear. Every team that goes to the playoffs isn't going to make it again. Every team that has an upset game or blows a team out and has a good year this year doesn't have a good year. So out of all the teams that I'm looking at, I mean, I think that the Packers could be due for some aggression. Jordan Love I don't even say he has tons of experience. So he has tons of years in the NFL, but he doesn't have enough experience to where you can expect him to put up the same amount of production or the same amount of clutchness and win the same amount of playoff games or clutch games. And overall, I just trust, comparing the Bears and the Packers, I feel like outside of Caleb Williams, I trust the offensive pieces on the Bears more than the young pieces on the Packers. Who knows, though? Dobbs, Reed, Wicks, any of those receivers could be those dudes. They could be one of those ones next year. But I don't know. Yeah, the Lions, I just think the Lions will probably be the number 1 seed in the NFC. So I'm really high on them, which is something I wasn't really a big fan of earlier in the summer, but I'm kind of coming along to it now. They have solid pieces almost everywhere.
And I'm pretty sure there's a podcast from season 1 that we did where we talked about where we kind of talked about this, and I got hated on because I said the Lions. I didn't think we're going to come out on top here in the NFC North. I think I might have even had them 3rd. I'd have to go back and listen, and I got hated on in the comments. And now I'm coming back around, Tyrone, just like you are, and I think they are a top team in the NFC North. I don't know if I'm thinking they're the favorite in the entire NFC, but definitely in the NFC North. The thing with the Packers is that was cool. That's a cool late story stretch last year. Yeah, is that going to translate to this year? Is Jordan Love going to keep that up? Not everyone. And that's the thing, too. We're talking about, what will Caleb Williams look like? What could Daniels do? Jaden Daniels, what can he do? Not every rookie can have a season like C.J. Stroud. Not everyone's built like that. So with that, that's why I have not everyone can do that. So with Williams, I'm going to pump the brakes just a little bit. We'll see. I think he'll be fine. But the Lions, do I think they're going to win 12 games? No. But they bring back their OC, and they had a good offense going last year. They have
Lions?
a favorable, Lions. And
you don't think they're going to win 12 games?
No, I don't think they'll win 12 games.
Okay.
Probably not. They do have a favorable schedule, though, and definitely the first half is favorable. And I think they just rack up wins there, and so that's why I got them coming out atop the NFC North. And then yes, for me, Bears 3, Vikings 4. Anything else you guys got there on the NFC?
I did see the Lions have like 12 games indoors this season, all their home games. I think they play a couple of dome teams in their non-divisional games, so they're just in the dome all year, which is good. I mean, I would love playing in the dome. That's cool. I would never want to go outside and play in cold conditions if that was
especially if your home field is a dome.
facts. So. If that was Tua, like brother, like they ain't going undefeated.
Yeah.
Like,
practice inside. Yeah, I wonder if they practice inside too.
I would. Why not? We play.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to play every game in a dome, then yeah, might as well practice inside. Interesting. I did not know that. So yeah, that's favorable then, and that just adds on to my what I said about their first half schedule being pretty favorable there. If you guys are ready, you guys ready to jump to the NFC South?
Yeah,
that's ready.
This is another one, I'm saying that for all of them. I mean, this is going to be a good NFL season, I think. NFC, like I said, got a lot more interesting compared to last year. But another interesting one, NFC South. Again, I'll just give my top 4, and then I'll go to you, Tyrone, first. But I got the Falcons at 1. Kirk Cousins will be interesting. Once again, this is regular season. I'm not talking like just overall, like they're going to – I know how Kirk Cousins does in postseason just like Dak. I'm just talking regular season here. Kirk Cousins, he'll be interesting. We'll see how he does coming off that injury. But I like the receiver depth more than this team I'm about to say that I have in second. That's why I have the Falcons number 1. But the team I have in second is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have a confident Baker Mayfield. He's feeling like he can actually be himself and play more over there. But they do have a better defense, I think, than the Falcons. So it's kind of a toss in the air, but I think I'm going to go with the Falcons just a tad more. I do think Kirk Cousins overall is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. And then, again, I like the receiver depth more there. Tyrone. Oh, and then I had the New Orleans Saints, number 3. Not a bad team either. Don't count them out. They're not bad at all either. And then the Panthers at 4. But, Tyrone, how do you kind of see the NFC South playing?
NFC South, I have one playoff team from this division, and it's the Falcons. Penix or Cousins, I like this team regardless. They have a lot of weapons. I'm not the biggest fan of Kyle Pitts. I'm kind of off the hype, but he is not a bad player.
No, not at all.
A lot of people think Bijan's going to pop and be like the best running back in the NFL. We'll see. Drake London, solid receiver. They picked up a lot of key veteran pieces. They got Justin Simmons, Broncos legend. Not a Hall of Famer. Broncos legend, though. Shout out VCAT. We were arguing about that. He's a Broncos legend, not a Hall of Famer. Then second place in this division, I got the Panthers. I think that, some team is going to surprise a lot of teams this year, and it's always a team you don't think about. Last year, if you said that the Packers beat the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs, people might have said you're crazy. And I don't have the Panthers making the playoffs, but I have them being the second best team in this division. Not high on the Bucks. I think that, I love Baker Mayfield as a personality, but I think paying a guy like that a lot of money is silly. I'd rather just take the chance of drafting a young quarterback. I'd rather do a lot of things than pay somebody that I know is not like top tier dollar. Like people, I can get why Dak Prescott is in a contract negotiation, I guess, but he is closer to elite. Baker Mayfield is closer to average, so I wouldn't have paid him. Then the Saints, I'm Derek Carr. If he's your quarterback, I'm good. I'm good on you regardless. I'm cool.
Not that bad last year.
Cool on Derek Carr. Not that bad, doesn't get the job done. I'd rather put in Spencer Rattler. Go get it, man. Come on.
He's going to sling it better than Bryce Young will.
I don't know. That's not. We're gonna see. We gotta see. We gotta see. I'm gonna give Bryce Young a scratch here. He didn't have the abilities to succeed. When you're a rookie quarterback, and you're like, dang man, God, see a couple years ago, who I got. Yeah. Like, hey, DJ Moore. Like, man, I would love to have those guys on my team, but we traded them for players that aren't good.
And
that's what I say.
I'm not hating on Bryce. I just think that because I understand he didn't quite have the weapons, but I just think Carr right now is a little more developed. Erik, how do you see this NFC South playing out?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Ty in regards to the Saints. I think they're going to be not great. Like they have Chris Olave. That's literally it. Everyone else is like 30 years or older. Like they have they have no youth on that team besides Chris Olave. I'm like off the top of my head. Maybe defensive guys, like they are not gonna. I have them fourth. I don't think I can put the Panthers second. That is obviously a long shot for Ty. I like that. I think I'm gonna put Panthers 3, Bucks 2, Falcons 1. Honestly, I I'm kind of high on the Bucks. Like I don't know. I feel like the Falcons just can't. I mean, yeah, it's like the same once we get to the Jets as well. It's like it's an old QB already, and now they have our offensive Achilles tear. I don't know how much I want to bet on that. Like I'd rather go. I don't know. Baker Mayfield just turned it up at the end of the season. Maybe it's like that hangover still for me, but I mean, I think my long shot right now is going to be the Bucks to win the NFC South. Falcons can still make the playoff. I think it'll be a close like late season race for those two.
Yep.
But I think I'll go Bucks. Bucks 1, Falcons 2, Panthers 3, Saints 4.
All right. Yeah, I think you can switch the Falcons and the Bucks around.
We'll see, Ty.
All I'm saying is, out of all the quarterbacks in that division, Bryce Young is the most likely to get a lot better. Derek Carr not getting better.
100%.
Baker Mayfield, he's probably not getting better. Kirk Cousins, he's probably not getting better. There's another, like, out of all the people that like, dang, man, you remember when he sucked that one year, then the next year after that, he got really good? Bryce Young will be the one to do it.
His jump from last year to this year is still not going to be better than what Carr is right now. Just
It
because
could
of
be.
also the weapons.
It could be. That's not a high bar to step over.
Well,
if somebody said,
It's
hey,
not, but also with the
it's
weapons
not.
he has, it's not there yet.
If I was a NFL, any part of NFL management, and I had to walk up to my quarterback and say, all you have to do is play as good as Derek Carr, you're not the quarterback I need then. If you have to be as good as that, no. Now, I mean, Derek Carr is he's just the definition of mid, at least right now in his career. He's just mid.
Yeah. And Bryce Young's not he's not great yet. He's not even really that good yet.
You hope though. I'd rather have hope than just knowing it's mid.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying right now that jump from year 1 to year 2 still will not surpass what Carr is yet. At least not in terms
We'll
of
see.
wins.
We will.
All right. That's fair. Not in terms of wins though. All right, NFC West. San Francisco I got here as number 1. Feels like a cop-out answer, but they just got something working over there. They got something working, and they're bringing everyone that they need to bring back, and so everything just seems to be working over there. But the Rams, that's dangerous. I got them at number 2. Stafford, I think, is more talented physically than Purdy, but both are very high IQ quarterbacks, so both are good in the quarterback department there, and they both have great receiving cores. So offensively, it's hard. It's hard to pick these two apart because they're so good. And so I think you kind of have to maybe turn defense there, and you can argue there who's better. But I think 49ers are going to come out on top for me in the NFC West. But I could hear out why the Rams would be number 1. And then I got the Seahawks as the 3rd team there in the NFC West, and then the 4th team closing it out. I got the Cardinals. Let's go to Erik. NFC West, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I guess I went not chalk in the NFC South. I think the 49ers will get it. Like, I think the Rams, honestly, I think the Rams receivers are better. Like Debo, he's a Swiss Army knife. That's kind of different, but like having Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, they just drafted Blake Corum as well. I don't know. They said Kyron Williams returning punts. I don't know what that's about. We'll see what that turns into actually, but I think their defense is not going to be good. Like Aaron Donald's gone.
Yep.
They got my Rams insider, Declan, their defensive captain, Leonard Floyd, who is still kind of a nobody, and that's their defensive captain. They traded him away, so now they have to reinstate a new defensive captain. So I think that defense is going to be kind of scrambled. Maybe they can pull it together later, but I think the 49ers are just too good. Like, they might fall apart after the next couple of years because they're not going to be able to pay everybody. But for this season, I think they can. I mean, they're going to be great. Like, it's pretty obvious. And now I'd go Rams too. I honestly wouldn't hate. I don't know where this is coming from, but like a Cardinals at the 3rd spot. I just like Kyler Murray if he doesn't get hurt. They got Marvin Harrison now. They got a young Trey McBride. Their defense probably isn't great. Like James Conner is a solid running back. And then Seahawks, they got Geno. He's old, which, I mean, quarterbacks, the age fall off is like way later because it's not like as physical to be back there throwing that thing. But
You got Metcalf, though, to throw to.
yeah, I mean, JSN is his sophomore season. He can he could break out. Tyler Lockett's
Kenneth
old, so
Walker.
Yep, and Lockett.
Lockett. Yep. Jackson Smith.
yeah,
Yep.
And
JSN.
Kenneth Walker.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they're like outside. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Their defense is probably better than the Cardinals as well, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick to the script on the NFC West and just go Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, and let it go.
Yep. I mean, like I said, that's what I'm going with. Like I said, I'd hear out the Rams, but I agree with you. Losing Darnold is huge. Tyrone, how do you see the NFC picture?
I have the 49ers at number one, but I think there's some stuff going on in San Francisco, and I think that we always talk about things like championship windows, and their championship window it's this is it. This is the time to get it done. The year before you have to pay Brock Purdy, tons of money and extend him, but I think that
you have 1 or 2 more years with him.
I think they have
Because
2 more years up for him.
Yeah, because they played with 2. So then, so you'd have this year, and then, okay. Yep.
I also think that Trent Williams, he's not going to play I don't think he's going to play until they sign him or give him any more deal. And I don't think that's a good start for the 49ers. A lot of people are talking about the Cowboys and all the contract negotiation situations they're going to do. The 49ers are experiencing the same thing. I'd even say the IU thing is probably worse than anything went through with CD. Didn't play. Didn't practice with them at all. Came back. Trent Williams is not going to come back. So it's looking, I don't know. I think this is the year the 49ers have to get it done. And I feel like that's the first time that Brock Purdy is going to actually have any sort of real pressure. Last year, he didn't have pressure. The years before, he didn't have pressure. Now it's like, well, this is the expectation. You made the NFC Championship. You made the Super Bowl. Now, if you don't make it, then we know that, we might not get back here until we have to retool, which is 2 to 3 years later. And then I got the Rams, number 2. They'll make the playoffs as well. Rams, their offense is good. I trust McVay. He's one of the he could be the best coach in the NFC. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach, so have to trust him. Then Seattle and Arizona, like Erik was saying, I kind of got them. It doesn't really matter. They're flip-flop. If Marvin Harrison hits and he's just a mega all-star, that maybe he might propel the Cardinals close to contending for a playoff spot. Then the Seahawks, they're just a well-balanced team. If they're on Madden, I think their overall would be 81 overall for everything. 81. They're not the best team, they're not the worst team. But if you're clicking the randoms, you wouldn't be necessarily mad you got the Seahawks. But, if somebody ends up with getting the Chiefs, you'll be like, damn, I'm about to lose.
Yep. No, I'd agree. That's a good, actually, very good comparison there. Comparing it to, like, Madden, just hitting randoms. Yeah, I wouldn't hate to get the Seahawks, but definitely not a team that I'd be hyped to get. All right, let's talk here. NFC, who we got coming out of it? I think it's either going to come down, my top 2. It's either going to be the Eagles or it's going to be the 49ers that come out of the NFC entirely and play in the Super Bowl. Those are my top 2. If you want me to throw in a 3, if you want me to give a top 3, ooh, man, I think I'd be dumb not to include either the Lions or the Packers there, but I think I'm going to go either Eagles or 49ers
to be the number 1 seed.
No, just to come out of the NFC, just to win it, to go to the Super Bowl. That's the team representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. So those are it's either going to be one of those 2 teams in my mind, Eagles or 49ers.
I got you.
I don't have either of those teams. I think the Lions are coming out of the NFC. I'll have them going to the Super Bowl. It's
For the first time ever.
I have them going. There's not that much. I know I was talking about how contract stuff don't matter. They have no noise around them. All positive vibes. All good things are happening with the Lions. No drama nowhere. All the guys are signed up. St. Brown is probably the most underrated receiver in the NFL at this point.
Good. He's really good.
Goff is reliable.
He is.
They have Gibbs, Montgomery. J-Mo is supposed to pop off. Their defense is reliable. Everything about them I like. And this might be the year they finally get there. They might not win it all, but just getting there, I think they got a great chance.
All right. Erik?
Yeah, I like the Lions.
Right.
I don't know. I don't really want to pick the 49ers, but I would go Lions 1 and then like pretty much the NFC East. I mean, obviously you don't want to trust the Cowboys, so maybe not. Yeah,
Yep.
Lions or Eagles. Lions for sure. Pretty much all the same reasons Ty said, but all they have to do is if they're in the NFC Championship is maybe kick a couple field goals instead of going for 2 fourth downs instead.
Yep.
So I think that was, obviously that's the mantra that got them there, go for it on 4th, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes you got to let the ego slip and just be like, if we kick a field goal, we're probably going to win this. Kick 2, you left 6 easy points on the board. But, I mean, obviously it's like, it's a gamble. If they would have got one, could have been a different story. I wouldn't be saying any of this. So,
how to learn. It's a lesson learned.
We'll see. But I like pretty much all the same reasons Ty said. They just got vibes. They got the grit. And Dan Campbell's, I feel like he would be an awesome coach to play for. He's just a guy. He's just a dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, he learned his lesson. You got to do dumb stuff. Every time I go for it on like 4th and 7 on Madden and I mess up the rest of the game, I'm conservative. I'm locked in. So he burned himself and now he knows.
Yep.
Facts.
So there will be. I mean, they got belief there in Detroit, and it's fun to see for that fan base. All right, let's jump to the AFC. Let's start in the AFC East because, as you are about to guess, I'm going to say it. Another interesting one. We got the Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots here in the East. I think I just said it in that order of how I have it listed. I got New York Jets 1 here. I know we're playing this game. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, then they are the team that will win the AFC East. They have the offensive weapons. They strengthened the O-line for Rodgers. They had the 3rd best defense last season. I don't see how this team wouldn't win the AFC East if Rodgers stays healthy. And then, like I said, I have the Bills at 2 because Allen hasn't really given me a reason not to trust him yet here in the AFC East. And now I get it. They lose Diggs, they lose Micah Hyde, they lose Gabe Davis, they lost some other big names. But like I said, Allen could rally a team late in the season, regular season. I mean, to be fair, I get it. We're not here for moral victories. He almost did beat Mahomes, so he has talent. He can rally a team. Don't count that out. I know he turns the ball over a lot, but late in the season, he always rallies. And I trust him over who I have the team in the 3rd and the Dolphins. I trust Allen more than I trust Tua. I can talk about the Dolphins here in a second, but Ty, I'll go to you first. Who do you have in the AFC East?
I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. I've just been publicly loud that haven't been a huge Josh Allen guy in the past, but I'm taking the tide. I really believe that people with chips on their shoulders do things more. And now he finally has his chip on his shoulder without Diggs. I was talking about I could see narratives and things going on for MVP. I think this is Josh Allen's year to win the MVP. He's about to have his Russell Westbrook moment where, Katie left him, Diggs left him. People are saying we fell off. We're not as good. We'll never beat this. This is the year where he carries his team. Literally, he's going to have to. If the Bills are going to be this good, it's going to be because Josh Allen runs for 12 touchdowns and he passes for 40 and has 4,000. He's going to have to do all that stuff, and I don't see how he's going to stop. Then the Jets, I don't have them making the playoffs at all. I think Miami's going to be better than them. I think the Jets are – Ian Rodgers is like that uncle that you got that you don't know that he's not the best until he's you're like, oh, dang, man, my uncle's he was kind of weird. That's how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, this guy might just be weird, man. I don't know. I was talking about vibes of the Lions. His vibes are just on some weird stuff. Just really, really weird stuff. I could legitimately see Aaron Rodgers missing a game for non-football reasons. Literally, non-football reasons. If that's what I have to think about you, why would I ever rely on you or bet my hard-earned USD on you? Never. I would never do that.
Because he's a 4-time MVP.
Years and almost decades ago, long times ago, long. Most of those MVPs when we were probably all in middle school. It's this new age now, literally new age. He'll probably be solid. He'll probably be decent, but I'm cool. And I just think a lot of players on the Jets are overrated. Garrett Wilson overrated to me.
That's
Sauce overrated to me. Brees Hall, I get it. A lot of people like him in fantasy. He's been injured before. I'm not a big Jets guy. I'm just not. I think if the Jets were not in New York, I just think this will be a mid team to me. They probably. I know their defense is going to be good, but I'm just teams that I'm out on. Jets, red. No, don't do it. Why would I rely on them? It's the New York Jets. Really, the New York Jets. New York Jets.
You have Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots.
Yep. I think also the Dolphins, I ain't talking about them. They have Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Hill's probably not going to do what he did last year, but that's fine. Jalen Waddle was just as good as any receiver number 2 in the league. And, Tua is kind of like the Dak of the AFC. He's going to do great in the regular season and suck in the playoffs. So I expect Tua to put up monstrous numbers in the regular season. And that would be enough to get them 10 wins, 11 wins, maybe 9, maybe. Nah, probably not 9, 10, 11, which will probably get them in there. Jets will probably go through Jets will probably lose like 3 games in a row this season. And Aaron Rodgers will have I don't know. They're gonna do something weird is gonna happen with the Jets. There's no way all positive things happen with them in a row.
No,
I haven't heard anything. When's the last time you heard anything positive about the Jets? Positive news.
Just their
when they got
their
LaDainian
defense.
Tomlinson or something. I don't know.
It's not LaDainian Tomlinson.
I will say, Miami, they have made the playoffs past 2 seasons, but both seasons they finished behind the Bills, and they haven't won a divisional title since 2008. Erik, who you got here?
I don't know. I honestly, I think this is one of the toughest divisions for me to pick. I feel like all 3 of those teams. Yeah, I feel like all 3 of the top 3, clearly top 3 teams of this division could do it. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, which is I'm in the same boat as Kirk, but I think the Jets have a better defense than the Falcons do. And honestly, outside of Garrett Wilson, who's their number 2 receiver? For real?
Mike Williams, injury prone.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
See, this plays you can't rely on.
That's what I mean. But the only thing is, I would love to see the Bills do all those things that Ty said, because Josh Allen is my fantasy quarterback, so that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think I will have to go with the Bills because he's kind of. Did you say he was the Dak of the? Oh no, you said Tua was. No, Josh Allen wins playoffs games. He just doesn't win the most important ones.
Yeah,
but which is fine. But yeah, I think I would have to go with the Bills because the Jets can do it, like I've been saying, but there's way too much uncertainty, way too much higher than 50% injury prone guys. Aaron Rodgers. I was watching the NFL Top 100 Best Highlights. They put Aaron Rodgers running out of the tunnel. I'm like, yo, how are they putting him in? Why are they doing that?
They do glaze him a little too hard.
He has the history, but it's at some point there's a fall off in everything. Everything that goes up must come down.
Put the fries in the bag.
Let's say he's got maybe 2 more seasons, but I still trust him
more
than I trust a Tua.
I think I'll go Bills. The same. I don't know. This honestly is the hardest division, but Dolphins, their offensive firepower is so insane.
You know what you're getting out the Dolphins. You know exactly what you're gonna get, and that's good enough to make the playoffs. It's good enough to make the playoffs. Literally, Tua's gonna ball. He's gonna not ball out. He's gonna Tua keep being MVP conversations week 9. Week 9, Tua's gonna be 3rd in MVP voting. He just will be. Literally, and that would be good enough. And Tyreek Hill will have over 1,000 yards, and Waddle will have over 1,000 yards, and A-Chain will go crazy. And their coach is cool too. Their team is just they're going back to my Madden ratings. They're 85, 84 overall team.
Yeah,
I just don't think they're better than the Bills, and I don't think they're better than the Jets.
I don't know. I think I will go. I think I'll go Bills, Jets, Dolphins. Patriots, obviously. They're 2,600 to win the AFC West. That's insane.
That's great.
The Patriots.
I was going to say the Dolphins. I was going to go drive to Kansas now.
No. Patriots. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, they're cooked. Don't let Drake May play a single game. Let him get a rest for a year.
Yeah, no one's going to care about the Patriots over there. All right, let's go to the AFC North. Baltimore Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers. I'm just saying them in order now as I'm listing them. I'm kind of ruining the surprise here. But yeah, I got Ravens. Number 1, the AFC North. It's going to come down to the Ravens and the Bengals, obviously. Browns, I like their defense. Defense is really good. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes because we've been going on for a while here. I'm not going to argue about Watson. He's just not what he was. We're never going to see what he was in 2020. That's gone. It's over. It's done. I don't trust him. I don't care to hear about his name. Nothing. The only thing that I really care about the Browns is their defense, and the Steelers I have at 4 because they're a mess at QB. It's just a mess. It's a mess. They don't even know. They don't know. You don't know between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Oh, I'm not saying those are bad options, but like, come on, you got to. None of them are sticking out. That's not good. It's not good. But yeah, Lamar, Baltimore, they have the head-to-head advantage against Cincinnati, and Burrow. I am scared to see how the defense bounces back for the Ravens because they took a hit to their coaching staff. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see. But I trust the offense. I trust Lamar. I trust their running now. I trusted it last year, still do. But yeah, I think the Bengals, the biggest thing is, can Joe Burrow stay healthy? But I will say Bengals do have an easier schedule compared to the Ravens. So if Burrow is healthy or playing, you see what he can do, and that's lead a team to a Super Bowl. So these are interchangeable, Ravens and Bengals. I think I'm going to go Ravens, but Bengals do have the more favorable schedule. Erik, AFC North, I know you like Lamar. I know you like the Ravens, but do you see them coming out of there as the number one team, the AFC North?
Yeah, I think I would have to, but for two reasons.
Okay.
Well, three. The third one's obvious. Reason number one, the Bengals do have, according to Vegas projected win totals, this is what I'm looking at, strength of schedule based on Vegas forecasted win totals. Bengals have the sixth easiest schedule. Ravens have the fourth hardest schedule, according to that. But this is stuck in my head. Whenever Joe Burrow got his wrist surgery last year, or over the summer, whenever it was, I remember this vividly. On Pat McAfee, AJ Hawk said that he had the same wrist surgery and his mobility was down significantly. So if that is the same case, if he got like a better surgery or whatever to where he's back to actually 100% or very close to that, I think the Bengals could get it. But what AJ Hawk was saying was true, or even slightly true, to where Joe Burrow's mobility is not there. I think it's going to be tough because, obviously the Bengals are very good offensively. They got the wide receivers. They don't. Yeah, and then Lamar Jackson's the best quarterback ever outside of Mahomes. So we'll see. I got Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to be like maybe 15th in the, but maybe better than maybe 14th. It's going to be like maybe the Titans and the Patriots under them. Maybe the Broncos.
Just trends though. Steelers are always above 500. They're always middle of the pack. It always seems like they're their wild card contention. It's hard. And
then they get blown out every wild card game.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm just saying, it's hard to. I just can't. I don't know if I could say they're going to be that low in the AFC, but also just look at these teams. Yeah, I guess who would they be better than? Boat. So
me and Ty have been talking on the Steelers since season one of For What It's Worth, and I've been sending them stuff on Instagram and Twitter all summer about the Steelers.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't trust them. I think they're a mess at quarterback, and you can't do that if you want to have any form of success. So I got them at fourth. Tyrone, AFC North.
Steelers. I'm gonna start with the Steelers and start last. The Steelers, like you said that stat about Mike Tom and all that. This is true about every streak. Every streak has to come to the end. Even the Undertaker lost at WrestleMania. This is the year. This is literally the year. Ever since the Steelers have lost Big Ben, they haven't took any steps forward. They haven't got any better. And I think in order to move forward as a franchise, you have to have a year where it sucks and you blow it all up. And this is that year. They have two quarterbacks that aren't good. They have Pickens, overrated receiver. He just makes great highlight catches. Defense is good, but in today's NFL, if you have a quarterback that is just mid to sucky and your offense isn't good, you're not going to be good, especially in the hardest division in the NFL. Browns defense is amazing. Deshaun Watson if he could just play okay-ish, they'll be win 8 to 9 games, which is good enough to be in fight. Also, Joe Burrow in his career, he's 1-5 against the Browns as well. So they're going to get some free wins off of the Bengals this year as well. Moves on to the Bengals. I guess I ruined it, but Bengals, I think that, all the criticisms that, people were saying about Lamar, I think I have those for Joe Burrow. He's injury prone and he's not as consistent and reliable as people think. And he's hanging on to the success of what he did 2 years ago. It's respectable what he did. He beat Patrick Mahomes, but that was that. Now that's 2 years ago. I don't care. I literally don't care. I do not care. If you, what is that going to do? He can't get to the Hall of Fame with that resume. Yeah, man, I beat Patrick Mahomes. Like I don't care. I really don't care. And if he gets hurt this year, I'm completely out on him. The Bengals are now looking like they want to pay Jamar Chase. Why are you getting into a contract feud with Jamar Chase? Pay the man the money. T. Higgins not going to be there next year. There's some things going on with the Bengals to where they're not that team that we thought they were. And Joe Burrow is not as durable as we thought he was. And I think this year, in general, just to compare the teams, I'll take the Bills are going to be better than the Bengals to me because they have a quarterback that can stand upright. You can't. I'm not going to say Josh Allen is unhurtable. I'm knocking a little bit. He's a guy that he's a ball player. I think that Joe Burrow, that's not him. Which I mean, he can prove me wrong. I think that Joe Burrow's game screams cute to me. He's trying to be cute with the haircut. Oh, I got my new hair. See, no, I don't like that. I'm off that, Joe Burrow. I'm off that. I'm being honest. I got a new haircut. When the last time I seen a highlight, Joe Burrow? You got a new haircut. Where are the highlights?
What about Caleb Williams?
What'd you say, Calvin?
What about Caleb Williams then?
That's different.
You and show off. And...
I see what you're saying.
No, I know.
But, number one. I see what you're saying. Number one. Mark Jackson, I'll call him Mr. Box Checker. Every time that something happens in his career, he does something positive. Everybody had a question. Literally, when's the Heisman? Can he play quarterback in the NFL? All right, plays quarterback. When's the MVP? People are saying, can he live this, this, and that? Number one seed in the playoffs. When's the MVP again? Now the question is, can he beat Patrick Mahomes? Every time he's had a question in his career, he's literally answered the question. He's answered the question every single time. And that's one thing about Lamar Jackson. It ain't been easy. The path has not been easy. He's messed up. He's had flaws, but every time he bounced back and took a dub. So why would I not think he's about to climb this mountain again? It's Lamar Jackson. Him and Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are the only Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And he's about to do what Hall of Famers do. And ball out. And that's why I got the Ravens in the Super Bowl versus the Lions. Because Lamar Jackson, he answers every question. Pat can't go every year. Every single year? Nah, that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. Every year, I get it. 2 years in a row. That's cool. Great. Come on. Great. Every year in a row. Even Michael Jordan didn't go every year in a row. Come on now. Every year. So I'm gonna take Lamar Jackson.
That's fair. Like I said, I got them too. Like I said, though, only thing that favors the Bengals is their easier schedule there. Let's go AFC South. I got Houston Texans as coming out there. You get Diggs. I don't even need to go through all their offensive weapons. They got it all. They got it all. They have it. They got a young QB. He's confident. They're confident. Their head coach is confident. He knows this stuff. They're good. Jaguars, I got at 2. Trevor Lawrence. The thing with him, he's got his money now. The thing with him, and here's why they're not number one in my eyes, well, besides the fact that I just think the Texans are the better overall team, I guess. But with Lawrence is, can he constantly bring his team up? Can he constantly play well? He's so bumpy, and I feel like his team kind of follows him, and so he's so rocky, and he can never elevate him constantly. And I get it. You pay him on the potential, and he did win a playoff game for you. He came back 21, so he is a composed quarterback. But last year, there's I don't know, a lot of unknowns for me there. So I'm not going to put them at number one. I still trust the Texans more. Colts 3, Anthony Richardson. If we can see him, be healthy, I'd want to see what he can bring. That's a sneaky team. Not sneaky in the sense I think they can run the AFC or anything, but like they might fight with the Jaguars for a little bit there. And then I have the Titans there at 4. Tyrone, how do you see the AFC South?
Last, I got the Tennessee Titans. I think they're very comparable to the Steelers. I would rather take it back. I would rather be in the Tennessee Titans shoes than the Steelers shoes. But they'll be last, but they won't be. But though they're like a 6-win team, they'll probably be. I would bet them for underdog money line a lot of the times against almost any team they play. That's like that one game you see where it's like, wow, the Titans blew out whoever they played, like a good team. I could see them as that team, not an actual a fun team. They're a fun team. They got D Hop and Will Levis. He's not good, but he'll probably make some plays or do something. Yeah, they're there. Right?
Yeah.
Then third, I got Indy. AR probably be good, but I got to see it. I just got to see it. Not too much. Jags, kind of like you're saying, Trevor Lawrence. He is just, I think he's not what we thought he was. Generational prospect, but I think the ceiling of what he can be is probably Dak Prescott-esque, and he's probably a tad below Dak Prescott right now. But if he could play up to that potential, they're a playoff team, but we'll see.
He might be more than a tad below Dak right now.
They're very comparable, but he's not. He ain't played like that consistently. He hasn't. Dak has been Dak for like a couple years. But if he can, start pumping some more consistent seasons out like that, then tip my hat to him. But I got the Texans at number one, obviously, C.J. Stroud. I trust C.J. Stroud more than Joe Burrow, for real. I really do. I really, for real, do. I think C.J. Stroud is
not yet. I'm not.
I would say I gotta see
how CJ or not CJ. I gotta see how Joe plays after his injuries.
The way that people say that, like this might sound crazy, but like I really feel like C.J. Stroud is like he's like I'm not saying he's like this guy. I'm not saying like they're like, oh, that's his player comp, but you just like him. I feel like he's just Brady-esque. I really feel like he's the leader of his team, like for real. Like I really feel like when he's out on the field, like that's C.J. Stroud. Y'all feel what I'm saying or no?
Yeah.
Like I really feel like he's truly like, he's the leader of the team. He's a field general. That's what I'm trying to say. He is a field general, and I trust him in that category. And yeah, we'll see if he takes the sophomore leap or he has a sophomore float because progression is not linear.
No, Erik,
pretty much in the same boat. I've seen a lot of like upside, green like motivation for the Jags, and I don't know where it's coming from. I guess like if Trevor Lawrence stays healthy, but I feel like they've downgraded at the receiver position since last year. I mean, I guess they have Brian Thomas, who's a rookie, so there's the slight question mark there for the NFL's transition. But I mean, Christian Kirk's fine, I guess. I mean, they still have like Evan Ingram and ETN, which are like good. They're okay. They're good. Yeah. They're good offensive players. They're good at football. They're not great, I don't think, as Ty would say. Titans obviously last. And then Colts, I don't know. I feel like they're okay as well. I mean, this division's pretty. I think this division's pretty predictable. Like maybe the 2-3 could like swap with the Colts if like AR goes crazy, just because he has more of a question mark. We kind of know what Trevor Lawrence can do.
Yep.
But yeah, Texans, Jags / Colts. I would probably lean Jags just for I know Trevor Lawrence can do that. And then Titans obviously are last.
Yeah. Sounds like we all agree there. With the
honestly, if Jonathan Taylor stays healthy, and AR has a good season, they'll easily get the 2 spot.
That's what I'm saying.
Jonathan Taylor's great.
The Colts are sneaky. Like I said, they're not going to run the AFC. They're not going to.
And they got Donnie Mitchell. We just got to see what Anthony Richardson does, and that kind of is their whole entire season, to be honest.
Yep. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not going to have a season. All right, the last one, AFC West. I got, as you can probably predict, and why wouldn't I? If you guys don't have the Chiefs as number one, I'm going to end the podcast right now. Come on now. Let's do it. Chiefs in the AFC West, at least. You can make an argument for number one overall. But in the AFC West, it is the Chiefs. It is the Chargers. It's the Raiders. And then it's the Broncos. Tyrone, I know you're going to hate that.
That's literally silly. That's literally like, this is silly.
Let's hear why that's silly, because I'm excited to hear this, because Herbert is better than what Raiders have or what Denver has. So and new coach, they got their new era there. So I like them there. And then who do I trust more? Do I trust a Gardner Minshew type, or do I trust a Bo Nix who I haven't seen yet? I'm going to go Gardner Minshew.
That's crazy. That's ridiculous.
That's
crazy.
They trust Antonio Pierce. He's got that team, and so I think the Broncos are still kind of in a mess from their whole projects that they've been trying to get through. And now will the Broncos be better in 2-3 years? Yeah. But right now, this upcoming season, go ahead. There's no way Broncos should be. They're not higher than 3.
Let's stop. Let's pause. I'll just start off talking about the Broncos. Well, I think people forget this.
Last year, we won 8 games. 8. We didn't win like 2 games. We won 8 games. 8 games. Literally 8 games. 8 of them. You would have thought we lost hella mad games. We won 8 games last year. Sean Payton in his NFL career has never lost more. He's never won less than 7 games. So he's getting 7 at the bare minimum. 7 at the bare minimum. And this year, I would say that we're equal, if not better than last year. We didn't get worse. We got addition by subtraction. And, people, you talking about a quarterback from Oregon who's really good in this division. You know who that is? Who's really good from this division? Quarterback from Oregon who's really good. He's really great. He has a newest coach. That's Bo Nix. You think it's Justin Herbert? It's Bo Nix. Justin Herbert going to prove it to me. And he's coming off an injury. Who is he going to throw the ball to? Who going to get the ball to? Nobody. And that's why I have the Broncos second in this division. Justin Herbert, it's just him on offense. His coach wants to run and ground and pound the ball. That's fine. Run and ground and pound the ball. And quarterback suit. And the Chargers defense is probably the most overrated defense in the past 5 years. Every year the Chargers are supposed to have a good defense, and their defense suck. Every year. Raiders, they just suck in general. Gardner Minshew is your starting quarterback. You suck. You're buns. You have Devontae Adams. Literally, Devontae Adams is on the receiver show like, I ain't never been hit this much in my life. They don't give me killed out here, man. What? No. Bad. He'll be off the team in the middle of the year. Devontae Adams is probably going to demand a trade. Raiders are out of the equation. Chargers, they'll probably be a 6-win, 7-win team. I got the Broncos making the playoffs. We won 8 games last year. All we have to do is win 2 more to get to 10. Then we're green. We are green. That's not crazy. That's literally not crazy. That is not even ridiculous. We won 8 games last year. We got an upgraded quarterback. Why would we not be better?
Sorry, what's your on it? Like if you had to bet, what is the Broncos record if you had to put $100
Record?
Yes.
So you think they get 10 wins?
We're getting 9. Probably 9 is a safe bet, but 10 would not be crazy. Every year in the NFL teams, well, half the teams that make the playoffs miss it the next year. So that means new teams have to hop into the equation. Vegas has to make their money somehow. They have to make it somehow. Literally. Have to make it somehow. And saying the Broncos, the Chargers are literally not that good. Are the Chargers that good? Y'all be honest. That good?
No, they're not that good.
They're not that good. They're not that good. Literally. And we have PS2. What's up, Eric?
Let me tell you this real quick. Hold on, let me find it. Okay. Based off FanDuel's division winners tab here, the Patriots are plus 2,600. That is the longest shot of a team to win their respective division, right? The Broncos are second most at plus.
That's just because the Chiefs are in their division. If you take the Chiefs out of the equation, I haven't said the Chiefs' name. If you take the Chiefs out of it, I would race to second. I would take the Broncos. We were tied for second last year. We had the same record as the Raiders. They just had the tiebreaker over us. Literally, we had the same records. Then they just had the tiebreaker. So I would.
The Broncos are plus 540 to make the playoffs. You should bet that. I want you to put your money where your mouth is.
I'll bet that. I will literally bet that. I will literally do it.
So
that's not even a bold. I guess that's a bold take, but not for real. It's really not. We won 8 games last year.
Your first 6 games,
free team. We getting 3 or 4 out of the first 6. 3 or 4 right there.
You guys have the 25th hardest schedule.
That's free cheese to me. Let's get free doves. Also, I know we said we haven't seen Bo Nix play, but literally, according to PPF, he was the highest graded preseason quarterback.
I don't think.
Well, that's not a fake stat. That's not a fake stat. Not a fake stat. And I just think that maybe
right system, if you want me, I'll put it that way.
His ceiling may not be drastically high. But for as good as he is right now, he's ready to go. He's ready to go, which is all we need. We need somebody to, throw that ball right there, and we'll be fine.
You need like a Brock Purdy type almost.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, Brock Purdy got 2 Super Bowls. All right. That was fun. I felt like we didn't miss a beat there. Arguments were good. We had some agreements, had some disagreements, but it was fun. Just real quick, and I mean real quick, Erik or Tyrone, is there any betting lines week 1 that have just caught your eye, or just something you have to share, or maybe even a little tip to the viewers if they want to go play some money this weekend? Is there anything at all that is catching your guys' eye?
Jets over the 49ers. Even though I don't trust the Jets, I would think the Jets are going to beat the 49ers week 1.
So money line spread.
Money line Jets. I think they're 2.5 point underdogs. I don't know, but I would take them money line.
All right.
Ty, let me before I get into that.
Yeah.
Here's an even safer bet that's still plus money, Ty. Broncos over 6.5 wins plus 140. Over 7.5, 235. You can get your 8 wins right there.
That's great. That's green. That's green to me. I might do the latter 5.5, 6.5, and 7.5. I might take it up to 10.
I like that.
Ooh. Getting dangerous there. Erik, anything though week 1 that you're liking?
I really want to bet on the Ravens. I'm wearing a Chiefs hoodie. I'm from Kansas City. I got my stuff all over the place. Here's why. 2 things. I think Brian would have to agree with me here because he gets a jab at Lamar. Okay, Brian would sneak jab because Lamar doesn't win games that matter against Mahomes, right, or whatever. But
Yep.
I feel like just from my recent memory, I feel like the Ravens win in the regular season against the Chiefs.
They do.
Okay. And another system. Super Bowl, this isn't a feeling or whatever. Statistically, the team that wins the Super Bowl does not do well the first game. And because it's usually it's a season opener, they want to have 2 contending teams, so it's they're having to play a good team, and the Ravens are that good team. And
a lot of distractions too.
Right. And then going back to our AFC North walkthrough, Lamar Jackson answers questions. They lost. This is kind of a revenge game. Lamar said, "No, it's not a revenge game. I just want to have success. I want to go to the next level, whatever." But you got to think that it is. They lost. He can get this one back. Boom, easy. Start the season off right, and then continue that on and win the Super Bowl. And then I would say the Ravens I want to bet really bad, and I think I would bet the Colts. That would be my number 2 one here. Here's why. Another system. Divisional opponents that are at home, that are underdogs week 1, go crazy. I'm definitely going to bet that. It's only 2.5. You would think, the Texans are the hottest team and the young hot team.
Yep.
And that could obviously really look stupid, but I think those 2 are going to be what I'm going to bet for sure. I'm probably going to bet on every game because football's back, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I would probably go those 2 for sure.
Yeah. And no, those were good. I don't have any personally to throw out, but you heard it here, folks. Tyrone, Erik,
I got one more.
Oh yeah, let's hear it before I
Iowa State money line.
Stop. All right. Talking about Iowa State game coming up. As you can see here, Hawkeye fan. I guess if you're just listening, you can't, but I got something Iowa up here.
I can't even see it, Cal.
Right now. Yeah, somewhere over there.
Oh,
anyways,
I see it.
Yeah. And of course, we all bet legally here, and we all, if you have problems, make sure that
1-800.
I got 1-800 bets off.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored or anything, so I don't think I have to read through any of that. But I'm just going to let you guys know if you do decide to take our advice. Also, we are not betting experts. Although we may call each other that among each other.
Nobody calls me that. I fade my bets.
So yeah, don't get mad. Don't say we lost you money. You're the one who had to put the bet in.
That's true.
But no, all in good fun. But these guys do watch the sports. They do follow betting trends. So if there is someone you do want to listen to, or at least maybe have some guidance, definitely follow those 2 there. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. That was episode 14 of For What It's Worth, a new season. We're going to be back. I know we took a hiatus. We were gone. And that's just because we wanted to work some things out. And just really wasn't too much going on in the summer that we wanted to cover. We could have done some Olympic stuff. We could have covered some off-season moves from the NFL, whatnot. But we just decided to take a break, enjoy the summer. We're back now, though. So expect episodes should be Monday, maybe on Sundays you'll get lucky. But expect them every weekend from here on out. We'll have Tyrone. we'll have Erik and we'll have myself most of those weekends. Hopefully, like I said, get Brian back. And if not, in the time being, hopefully maybe even get a guest or two on and talk some NFL. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on everything. I'm forgetting it all. Instagram. We're on it all. We're on it all. All of it. Just type in For What It's Worth Pod, and you'll find us. Anything to say before I end this, guys?
Hey, man. Start of NFL season, man. Start of football. It's back. Enjoy it. Watch all the games you can. Think outside the box. Crazy stuff happens. Hopefully this is a year where just, all the storylines, all the narratives are fantastic, and it's the best football season ever.
Let's hope so.
Florida State sucks.
That is true.
They're losing. They're losing right now. They're about to. Florida State. They're 0-2 on the season, and I bet them to make the college football playoff. So that's sick.
We're gonna head out. We're gonna go catch the rest of that Florida State game. Until next time, though, everyone, have a good one.
Yep.
Peace.